Welcome to the deep dive. Look, we know you're busy, but you want to keep up with AI, right? It moves so
It
fast.
really does. Almost impossible to track everything.
Exactly. So, this isn't about doom-scrolling AI news. We're here to cut through all that noise.
Get right to the good stuff.
Yeah. Today, we're focusing on the big breakthroughs. New models, what's up with robots, research news, the things that actually make a difference.
Basically, we've done the homework for you. We sifted through a whole load of updates.
Our mission, give you the key info quickly so you're informed and can get back to your day. Sound good?
Sounds great. A quick AI cheat sheet.
Okay, let's jump straight into language models. OpenAI has been busy. They dropped GPT 4.1 and also mini and nano versions.
Right. And the headline feature seems to be the context window, up to 1 million tokens.
A million tokens,
Okay.
which for perspective is like feeding it a small novel all at once. Huge implications for coding, following complex instructions.
Definitely. And they made the API for 4.1 available right away. Llama Index had support on day 0, which is pretty quick.
So what's the thinking here? Why the different versions like Nano?
Well, the Nano being cheapest and fastest, it suggests they're trying to get powerful AI into more, maybe smaller, everyday apps.
Ah, okay, even if the quality isn't quite top tier, a trade-off.
Exactly. And the fact they skipped over GPT 4.5 because 4.1 was already better, that shows, incredibly fast internal progress. They're really pushing.
And it's not a one-horse race, is it? Perplexity's Sonar API apparently tied with Gemini 2.5 Pro on a search benchmark.
Yeah, the competition is heating up fast. And NVIDIA, they just open-sourced Llama Nematron Ultra.
That's the big one, right? 253 billion parameters.
Huge. And built specifically for reasoning tasks. Plus, being open source means anyone can tinker with it, build on it.
Right, that's a key difference. And Meta's got Llama 4 coming, multimodal, so it gets images, text.
And massive context windows, too. They're talking up to 10 million tokens there.
Wow. So it feels like progress on all fronts. Just raw power, specific skills like reasoning, and handling way more information at once.
It's interesting, the different strategies. You've got open source pushing access, these huge context windows for deep understanding.
And performance isn't always straightforward. You mentioned Kamina Prover beating Gemini 2.5 Pro on math.
Yeah, Olympiad-level math, surprisingly. But then GPT 4.1, despite its strengths, fell behind DeepSeek V3 on some things and was like 8 times more expensive.
So different tools for different jobs, basically.
Pretty much. No single model wins everything right now.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit to the physical world. AI in robotics.
Always fascinating.
Hugging Face, big name in open source AI. They just bought Pollen Robotics.
That could really speed things up. Merging AI expertise with robot hardware.
And Samsung's teaming up with Google, putting Gemini into that Bally robot.
Oh, the little rolling ball thing, like a smart home assistant that follows you?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh.
Plus, Fourier released a fully open source humanoid robot. That sounds big for accessibility.
It really is. Open source hardware and software lowers the barrier. More labs, more researchers can actually get their hands dirty with humanoid robotics. That's key.
Okay, and what about peer research? Anything bubbling up?
Well, there's some interesting stuff, like models learning to self-reflect while they're training could make them more reliable.
Self-reflect. How does that work?
It's complex, but basically trying to get the model to evaluate its own reasoning process during training, not just after the fact. Also, looking at how reinforcement learning changes how models reason, like does it make answers longer or shorter?
Interesting. And scaling laws for multimodal models. So figuring out the best way to make models bigger and better when they handle images, text, audio.
Exactly. Still a lot to figure out there. These are the kinds of fundamental questions that drive the next big leaps.
Got it. And there was just a flurry of other releases too, right? Quick hits.
Yeah, DeepKajito put out some open source models. Runway has Gen 4 Turbo for faster video. Midjourney V7 is apparently out or very close.
Microsoft Copilot, getting memory, vision, web browsing. That sounds like a big upgrade.
Definitely making it more of a proper assistant.
Yeah.
Amazon's got Novasonic for speech-to-speech and Real 1.1 AI for video.
NVIDIA Stanford doing AI cartoons. And Google DeepMind. Dolphin Communication. Seriously.
Yeah, Dolphin Gemma. It sounds wild, but it's about understanding complex, non-human communication. Could have broader applications.
Okay, so capabilities are just exploding everywhere. But what about the plumbing, the infrastructure?
Crucial point. OpenAI is actually asking for help scaling their computing. Shows the sheer demand for power.
Right. You need massive compute for these massive models.
And tools are evolving. 11 Labs integrating with Claude, Cursor, Qgent and NRAN automating similarity search. LangChain connecting everything.
Even simple things like a Chrome extension to save your AI chats. People need practical tools to manage all this.
Absolutely. Developer experience, user tools, they matter a lot.
So wrapping up, there are these big strategic discussions happening too, like open source versus closed in robotics.
Yep. And AI in medicine diagnostics is a huge potential area. The whole LLMs versus search engines thing.
How do they coexist or compete?
Yeah.
And making tools easier for developers. Optimizing RAG, helping models use external data better.
And just generally, where are LLMs going next? What's the next evolution?
Constant questions. These background discussions shape where the whole field goes.
They really do. It's not just about the tech, but how we use it, how we build it responsibly.
So to sum up this deep dive, AI is just racing forward. Foundational models, robots, tools, research, everything's moving.
It's incredibly dynamic. Progress in one spot feeds another, really interconnected.
Which leaves us with a thought for everyone listening.
Mm-hmm.
With all this happening so fast, which of these advances do you think will actually hit home first? What's going to change your work or life in the next few months?
Yeah, that's the real question. Definitely something to ponder.